After posting yesterday's video, I said I would not cover this. When they actually announced it, it's not there. I'm going to have to go into the forums, latest stuff, Daily Tribute Dev Workshop was posted. And this basically says scaling day by day will be a thing. The endo that you get will depend on your mastery rank and how many days played you actually have, and there will be a new possibility of getting 300 endo if endo drops. I'm kind of hoping this was used as a resource type example, and it won't just cover endo as a resource, it will actually cover resources, and we can get more resources dropping, because resources are, I don't want to say a pain to get a hold of, but sometimes instead of dropping one argon crystal, if it maybe dropped 3, that would be great, because farming for argon crystals, even at veteran level, it can still be a pain to get them to actually drop when you need them, when you're in a real hurry to get them. If you got one on the day of an update and you just happen to have 3 argon crystals sitting there, that would be great. But it would also work for Orokin cells, Tellurium, Rubido. I'm really not going to say circuits because they're everywhere. Polymer bundles, every kind of resource. Which was one thing I honestly never saw coming, and I thought, yes, that would actually be great, because more endo, if you can get it to drop. There's also blueprints for weapons you don't have inside of the login reward system. That's actually a good thing. Then they went to the milestones. I kind of touched on this yesterday. And I do agree with those people who did mention this. Not all of them, because some people went to a very far extreme when it comes to how much they strongly disagreed with this, when this was actually posted in the forums, and kind of feel sorry for them because they just made real fools of themselves, but we're not going into that. Yeah, they originally had the idea of cash, well, let's just say sigil resources as cash, and then prime mods instead of weapons, and then it would go back to cash as it does now, and then it would go to weapons. So it would go cash, prime mod, cash, weapon. Rather than the existing system they've decided that they're going to use instead, which is going to be cash, weapon, cash, prime mod, which it has been for 993 days. That's pretty much, I think, where the login system is sitting at the minute. The max number that it has been. Though it did mess up at 700, and honestly, if we get really too far into this, the weapons and equipment including the Lodestar Sandana and the now confirmed Lodestar armor set, they will drop at 100 days, 300, 500, 700, 900, 1100, 1300, 1500. Let's back this all the way up to the Lodestar armor set could in theory drop at 1100. So what exactly is dropping at 1000 if this is going to be every 200 days and it's going to fall under the category of weapon? Yeah, when it messed up at 700 days because they added in the 3 times Riven instead of a prime mod, and the prime mod ended up coming 100 days after that instead of the 200 as it should have been, and the missing weapon, it really did mess things up to the point of, even as it explains how the system is going to work here, that means the current system is actually broken. It's not old, out of date, in need of a rework. No, it's just straight up broken. Because it says every 200 days from 100 days, which would be at 900 and 1100, not at 1000, which is currently where the Lodestar armor set is supposed to drop. It's not supposed to, it's supposed to come 100 days after that. But it also should have come 100 days before that, possibly. But this, of course, will all be fixed, and it will go cash weapon, cash prime mod, cash weapon, cash prime mod, and continue along there, leaving the 200-day gap between them. So you can pick up the Azuma, then you have to wait 200 days to pick up something like the Zenith, and you have to wait 200 days to pick up the Zenith Star, then you have to wait another 200 days to pick up the Sigma and Octantis, which means it's still going to take 800 days. The same goes for prime mods. Once you drop the first one at 200, whichever one you choose, you still have to wait 200 days before you can choose a different one, and then 200 days before you can choose another one. It's exactly the same as the system works now, but you're going to have a choice of what the reward is going to be, making it not just better for veterans, because they'll still be able to choose if there are newer things being added. They will be able to choose those, It also means people at a much lower login number will also be able to choose those same things before you will be able to get access to it. That, I do agree, is kind of unfair. If they're adding new things, they need to concentrate on releasing them on the same timetable they are now, so people at the high number login reward have first access to them. If they do that, all of this is perfectly fine. It's all perfectly fine. Anyway, the big thing that I think all of these people who spent the past 4 days complaining about how this login system is going to be, it's going to fix the already broken system for the numbering of it, and it's going to allow people to get things they want. By complaining about it, all they have done is basically forced this one sentence here that, to sum it up, means that they're removing the plans to make it the prime mods and the weapons tradable. No more picking it up as a Zenith Star and trading it with a friend who hasn't quite reached it there, or selling it to people who can't get it yet. And some of the login reward weapons are probably worth a lot more than Rivens, because they are a lot harder to get than Rivens, because when people get them, they actually level them up. Nobody keeps them unranked. They would have been worth a small fortune for a very small period of time until the market is flooded with them, and all of these people who complained about this becoming a thing have ruined it, and they have now basically robbed themselves of these free weapons. But they did confirm that once you hit 1,000-day milestone, it will unlock the evergreen rewards that will fall under the sigil and cash category. It's literally right. Let's go from that end. From there, and that will include the 3 times Riven, possibly 3 times Former, under cash. So it means every 100 days you would be able to pick up that 3 times Riven mod cash, which is of course probably going to make them the same amount of platinum anyway. But they have made this that kind of confirms a lot of things that everybody was saying, and also confirmed a lot of things that nobody thought about, increasing the things, the resources you get, or the endo you get, depending on your mastery rank and how many days you have logged in. That's actually a good touch, and I didn't see that coming at all. But we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.